Do you know how to de-escalate your nervous system? If you're sick of feeling uncomfortable or tense and anxious, if you can't find your words, if the nerves are blocking you from giving your best performance, that means that your nervous system feels unsafe. It's the same as if there's a lion chasing you. Welcome to the She Speaks to Inspire podcast. I'm your host, Julia Kraft, your authentic expression mentor and public speaking coach. So let's dive in. Today, we're talking about safety. You might have not thought of that word in relationship to public speaking before, but I hope today will show you how important it is to take good care of your nervous system and know how to regulate it when it comes to being more confident when you're in the spotlight. If you're somebody that tends to experience a lot of nerves, even a little bit of nerves, but if the nerves are blocking you from giving your best performance, then this episode is for you. That might look like you get super sweaty, or your chest flushes, or your face flushes. It might look like rambling or circling around jumbled words. You can't find your words. It might look like you know that you use a lot of scripts and you spend so much time memorizing them, rehearsing them, just to assuage your nerves. This episode would be great for you. And also, if you're sick of feeling uncomfortable or tense and anxious when you're even just introducing yourself, this episode's perfect for you because we're talking about how to calm performance anxiety. Performance anxiety is an anxiety response to an upcoming performance moment. So it's an anticipatory anxiety. And it could be about any performance moment. It could be taking a test or running a race or something like that. But today we're talking about public speaking moments. And your public speaking moments could be everything from a job interview to a speaking gig at a conference to leading that weekly update meeting each week. You blank out, and hits you every week hard. Performance anxiety, just having that experience, like I talked about a moment ago, that means that your nervous system feels unsafe. It's black and white, there's no gray zone. If you're experiencing performance anxiety, your nervous system feels unsafe because the nervous system, the primal brain, that houses our nervous system is very primal. It's very ancient and it's like an animal. It's not evolved and conscious less like us modern humans. That's our frontal cortex brain. Now, I'm not like a big neuroscience nerd. I don't know tons about it, but what I know is how it affects us. So this primal response of I'm safe or I'm not safe is very real in our bodies. You feel uncomfortable, the symptoms are disruptive, and the whole thing is just inconvenient. I get that. Your frontal cortex mind is saying, come on, introducing myself is not that big a deal, but your body, it's a huge deal. That primal brain is afraid of these micro traumas, micro fear of how that person looked at you, or the pressure to say the right words. It's the same as if there's a lion chasing you. Your logical mind has no control in these situations. And that's the first thing I want you to know. Recognize that there's a part of you that doesn't feel so safe. Can you feel that? That there's a part of you that doesn't feel so safe? Okay, now we know. Let's imagine there's a child that feels unsafe. If that child were to come to you and say, I'm really nervous, I'm really nervous, what would you do in response? I'm sure you would be comforting and empathetic and supportive, and you'd get down to their level and you'd hug them and you'd say some nice words. Today, we're working on how you can be that supportive, nurturing person to yourself. You see, your spotlight moments, whatever they are for you, they don't exist in a vacuum. It's part of your lifestyle. If you have that weekly update meeting, it's every week. If you even have a quarterly conference or a once a year conference, it's something that your body is relating to all year round. These speaking moments don't exist in a vacuum. However, your nervous system is the rest of the time, is what you're going to show up with when it's the moment to be in the spotlight. The question is, do you know how to de escalate your nervous system? I'm sure that you know how to escalate your nervous system on purpose or not on purpose. Or, we're going to raise the intensity. Oh, goodness, I'm going to take on more. I'm going to say yes to more. I have more work to do to take care of more people. And oh my God, I have this presentation. And oh, there's this escalation of intensity in the nervous system, overwhelm, anxiety. But do you know how to de-escalate your nervous system on purpose when you need it, which is the question, do you know how to find safety? This is a skill, and it's a skill that you can get better at, can improve over time. That skill, like a muscle you're building at the gym, is going to be tested. It's going to be put to the test when you get up to speak. So you can be building that muscle of nervous system regulation and being able to de-escalate under stress all day, all the time. And then you will be stronger when you're tested in front of an audience. Would you like to know some ways to shift this within yourself and find some safety? Other nervous system teachers, people that are teaching about regulation and managing stress and overwhelm, would help you to come back to homeostasis all the time. And that's a great practice to build your strength of de escalating the nervous system. However, when it comes to speaking in performance moments, it is a moment of disruption of homeostasis. Let's clarify that, right? Can you see how your homeostasis is going to be disrupted when you're doing something out of the ordinary? It's not like you're speaking to 100 people every day, all the time. Some people do that, like these politicians that are speaking all the time. They sort of get used to it. It becomes this homeostasis. For the rest of us, for most of us, somewhat extraordinary moment in our day, our life, our year. So it will be a moment of disruption of your homeostasis. What if you could ride the wave of a little bit of heightened energy without being scared of the lift of energy? Yeah. I love this analogy of the wave because a client of mine a year or two ago, Shannon, she told me that after working with me, it was small waves of fear that she experienced instead of a debilitating tsunami wave that came at her. So if we can ride the little waves, yeah, you're not going to have the tsunami, right? It's more like a surfing kind of experience in the lower waves. Here are 3 ways to help you ride the wave. Number 1 is breathing, and you've probably heard this before, but slowing your breath is the number 1 way to calm your nervous system. You can take an inhale for 4, hold for 2, and exhale for 6 or more. If the exhale is longer than the inhale, then we're triggering the nervous system to know it's time to slow down. It's time to come back down into rest and digest. Another great way to de escalate your nervous system is through touch. You touching your own body. Just like with that child, you would probably go over and give them a hug. So touch yourself. And I like this one just to cross and touch my arm, sort of like a hug. But also, it could be if you're in the middle of a meeting or something, it could be that you touch the inside of your wrist. It could be that you touch the top of your thighs, but you touch in a way that is intended to be comforting, intended to be soothing. And you know what that is. You already know how to do this. Choose to give yourself that soothing self touch. Your belly, your chest, your head, your face, anywhere that feels comforting. The last way I'd suggest to de escalate is through what's called 5-step grounding, which is a somatic technique that's taught to trauma counselors. If somebody comes in the emergency room or something from a terrible trauma, to bring them back into their body and out of shock, they would go through these 5 steps. So it can be used in that context, but it can also be used in any context where you're somewhat out of your body and you want to come back into grounding, into presence, into the 3D world and safety. We're going to go through it really quick. There's another podcast episode where I talk about this in more depth, another nervous system episode, but we're going to go through it sort of quick. 5-step grounding is moving through the senses. So 5 things you can see is the first thing. 5 things I see in my space, and you're going to take time with it. I see the curtains. I see the details of the fibers. I see the light on them and the shadows. Yeah. And then I'd switch to something else. 5 things you can see. You can even do this while you're inside of a speaking moment. I am standing in front of 100 people, can ground myself through really seeing something in front of me, seeing that woman's eyelashes, seeing that man's tie, whatever it is in front of me, I see it really clearly. 5 things that you see. 4 things that you hear. So right now, if you were to get quiet, what can you hear? I hear the rustling of the trees. What do you hear? If you were in the middle of a speaking opportunity, you might be hearing your own voice. You might be hearing people rustling papers around you, or the sound of the lights or the air conditioning system. Just paying attention to things that you hear brings you right into the present moment. 3 things that you feel. So this is sensory, back to self-touch. So that could be part of something you feel, but it can be anything around you. You feel something on the table, you feel your clothing on your skin. Use your fingers and actually touch something. If you're in the middle of a presentation and you notice, you're losing it, safety is out the window, bringing yourself back to touch is a great way to ground you into the body. 2 things that you can smell. This sometimes is easy and sometimes it doesn't make as much sense, but like say you have a cup of tea. I have just water right now, but if you had a cup of tea, you could smell it. Even just taking a breath in through your nose and smelling whatever is in the space, which might be incredibly subtle or almost nothing, but having the intention to activate your sense of smell. Lastly, one thing you can taste, which I think the most powerful way to do this is just to swallow. When we're really nervous, when our nervous system feels very unsafe, it can be hard to swallow. That ability is part of the digestion. So it's not something you think about when you're running from a lion, right? Who cares if I'm digesting? So taking a swallow and tasting your mouth, which might not be very pleasant, it'll bring you right back into your body. If you do have that cup of tea or something else, some coffee in front of you, you could take a sip of that and pay attention to the taste. 5-step grounding. I hope this is helpful for you to shift from feeling unsafe because of a perceived threat in your environment in relationship to speaking to bringing your nervous system into safety on purpose to de-escalate that feeling of stress and give yourself the gift of safety, even when you're in front of an audience. It's a gift for yourself and it's a gift for the audience. The world needs your voice. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. This has been She Speaks to Inspire with Julia Kraft, your authentic expression mentor and public speaking coach. I'm so glad you joined me. And I hope you got so much out of this episode. If you want to learn more about Speak to Inspire training programs and get inspired, head over to speaktoinspire.com or follow us on Instagram at She Speaks to Inspire. Never forget, the world needs your voice, and it's time for you to speak to inspire. See you in the next episode.